Yeah, welcome man, welcome man.
Gets it out to about the 3. After 20 minutes in this game, okay, Wisconsin had 91 yards, Oregon 24. Wisconsin 79 yards rushing, Oregon minus 13. Wisconsin 5 first downs, Oregon 2. Now, think about that. How do you have a close game when you have a 2-5 team that's without much of its skilled personnel? That's how you do it. With defense, with aggression, and with a culture. And Wisconsin still has its culture, even though they're having to lose the season. And it's to about the 5-yard line. You know, listen, Luke Fickle's been hearing it all. The noise is out there. They've been banging on the doors at Camp Randall. A lot of no-shows for home games. And he's aware of it. I mean, it's something that he has mentioned more than just a couple of times this week. And with all these podcasters out there now, I want to say, well, all the relationships with high school coaches just isn't there anymore. How much do they really, really know? Probably not much.
That was a nice pass there.
It's just off the button. He's got 2 grabs. Moore sees something in him. He's got the double shoot for wide receiver.
As the rain comes down, I love the trust of offensive coordinator Will Stein to still put the ball in the air. You got 3 access with the tight split. A perfect call from Dante Moore.
Really got 33 yards. Still first down.
See that rain coming down. But narrowly, going the ball won't be an issue.
Those short, choppy steps. And by the way, when it's a little wet downstairs, you like that as an offensive coordinator. Galano coming over to make the stop. Cooper has been all over the place up 44. Along with basic club stuff. But the second half of 3 after game 7. And then go again. Davis will start to see something now. And the Wisconsin will decide to start getting the ground game between attack and pressure.
Yeah, they bring a blitz from the true freshman, and they do just a nice job of trapping him right there with Sadiq, and it creates a huge cavity.
Been 7 minutes of living in the head. The ball has lost.
Woo!
Corey Walker, 92. Another guy, Preston Dooney, due to the injuries. 5th-year player out of Western Michigan. He transferred. And with that ball, they did give him 2 on the catch.
If you can't get to the quarterback, Tim, you've got to get your hands up in the passing lane. A nice job by big number 92, Corey Walker.
Heck of the catch by McClellan, all day for just a couple of yards. Number 23 now. It's first time. He's on that outside at 45 and 44. Makes a post up. Number 8 and number 10.
You know, coaches always give Coach D and say, hey, if you're good enough to play. But you don't often see it. Well, you see a bunch of different running backs.
Is there any more enjoyable head coach to visit with in college football before games there? Let's see the shit. So far.
That's a really well-designed play and a great, well-timed call by Will Stein. It's a screen play. It's 3rd down. You draw the defense in, and then those offensive linemen to the level. Take a look at the center number 72. Ian Ponte, Lalo, Ulu.
You did that well.
He gets a pancake. They call him Poncho.
Yeah, and I think you should call him Poncho. First down, Davis. Markers down, Rutgers to the center. And block strip.
Full start. Offense. 9-11 players to game set. Go to snap. Back penalty. First
To
down.
get your motor running, and Stein knows that when they play fast, when they play quick, they're at their best. They certainly did that to Rutgers and Piscataway last week.
Now, Tim, I know that's a penalty, but I want you to take a look at this true freshman wide receiver coming around to block a defensive lineman. I mean, you just don't see it. He's one of the most talented guys on the football field as a pass catcher, and he comes and puts his right shoulder in there, even though that play did not exist.
That's the Dorian Moore, the freshman out of Huntsville, Texas. Right on the Friday Night Lights. He laid the lumber, didn't he? First down 15. And those quick field.
Oh, good run. Good run.
27. That's a little Oregon now. 8-11. Agard, Emilio Agard, number 6. Making the stop, coming up to the quarterback.
You can see the talented offensive line start to field themselves, led by their center number 72, Pancho. Watch every single one jersey get covered up, even the blitzing linebacker coming in too early. Outstanding job by Davison, just finding his way through. Another true freshman for Oregon.
Second down and 4. The first time the Raptors defense on their fields. John Davison's had a lot to do in this. It's going to get for a first down. 6 yards. That's it.
We checked off the coordinator, Will Stein. He said he was so bad at himself. Everybody knows two people going to the second level, double teaming, and they are doing that all the way down the field.
Now, before this drive, Oregon had 16 yards rush, 16 rushes, not 16, I should say. This drive, 40 yards alone. They have certainly gotten into the last of the yard. This time, inside the 20 to the 16. 8-5. I'll tell you, he's got some sleight of hand about him. He is real cool hand Luke, isn't he?
Oh, of course, no matter what's going on around him, he stays cool, he stays calm. And you can see, even though it was a slow start, at some point you had to know that Oregon would pick it up.
He's had to persevere his whole life. Not tonight. Davidson. As you run out of terrain and you get into that red zone, the yardage is a little more difficult to come by. You're in the two after that.
You're absolutely right. The defense starts to tighten up, right? Those linebackers, defensive linemen, they start to bear down. And so pass plays are not off limits here. You have the opportunity in the third and short situation to get the ball behind some of those linebackers and those blow safeties.
So you can really hear from field level the wind picking up now. Harry Bryant is in there.
You got it.
And we're at the 2-minute timeout. For the first time, get to Wisconsin with a chance to get on the board. But the Badgers don't believe they've been battered and have begrudgingly stayed in this game to this point.
Oregon about to have him on the ropes.
They tried to pour in more, as well as Kenyon Sadiq into the end zone. But Wisconsin was all over it. In the face of Dante Moore, he can't get a good look and make the throw.
This is, if you're going to throw the ball, Sadiq country, isn't it? This is where you'd be looking for junior out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. Going so big in that Big Ten championship game against Penn State. 4-star recruit got out of Australia.
Darn, Dante could have kept that, bro.
It's like the right guard might have gotten a head start.
Yeah.
Number 74, Dave Iuli.
Approachment. Berlin. By penalty.
McClellan,
Yeah.
Jeremiah McClellan lined up off sides.
Hold on, I want to make one more chance to it real quick.
Yeah, he's way past the line.
Way past the line.
That's one of those, if you miss it, somebody in the supervisor's office might notice. You want to get the call to work next week. Second and goal. McClellan is safely on seven this time. Matthew Young, safety. Take him out of the end zone. It'll be third and goal.
I love the play selection on this drive. He doesn't seem to be under pressure in any way, right? He's just letting the offense run itself. He runs it, but he calls the screen at the perfect time, and now he puts himself down inside the 5 with an opportunity to put a touchdown on the board.
And there can't be any doubt, right? This is 4-down territory. Zach Brace is coming on the extra tight end. Anderson.
Touchdown. Yeah.
We haven't seen much of it because
Took him almost to all quarters, but they got it in there, though.
Mason Bosa, a Cooper Catalano. Well, he comes in the game down in the front situation, and he's unable to get the play unblocked.
That was his 9th of the year. There have been some incredible freshman running backs in Oregon history. Let's stop on football on that drive. Snakes.
will whiz by the yard and contest his time out of the hole at Mississippi State. Jimmy B and Devin. See you fellas at the heck.
Yes, you will, Sarge. We look forward to it. Oregon finally cracks through on our last drive. He was on that drive the rest of the game, but they were really backed up by this feisty group from Madison, Wisconsin that you knew would play with a lot of incentive and purpose in the wake of the most recent blowout, and understanding that offensively they just are without the weaponry, and the defense has to play nearly perfect football for them at the chance.
Yeah, that's one thing. That worked also. I think I'm surprised by those freshmen starting five there. They didn't understand their speed and intensity.
Against the grain. Well, the whole thought, the old VW Doodle Bug, they called it back in the 70s. Those were little Doodle Bugs. Doodle Bug back in the day. he's managed to kind of check into some good plays from time to time.
Yeah.
I think I just spoke a little earlier. They did what I mentioned Danny O'Neal being out, and but he really was just replaced by Simmons after having a nightmarish game in the wake of them losing Billy Edwards. And frankly, that has been the bugaboo all along for Wisconsin. And say what you want, but you should start all these games and take it 20 straight years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. That's what's happened to him.
If there was a Disney we created,
Dang, look at Tennessee. They beating the hell out of somebody.
Amari Washington is not in another team. Oregon's going to use the ball here in hopes that they'll get the ball back. Now, earlier this week, Dan Lanning said that he had no illusions about how tough modern college football is, that any game can reach out and bite you.
Football every week. So it's great as this one win was to see us accomplish, our standard, what we want to be able to do. We got to come to work next week again, and it's never going to be easy. So it's really not about what you've done, for me lately. It's about like right now.
And a lot of teams, Devin, let me take this a step further. A lot of teams, I think, are responding to coaches who might be in desperate situations to hold on to their jobs. Lane Kiffin, that story was a big one for all this going into today's game. You look at LSU's situation, Mike Kelly tonight against Texas A&M. People think that the aftermath of what happened to James Franklin, it can happen to them anytime.
And I love the way you look at every single week, bringing this new. And Oregon looks to take some right here, Wisconsin, and pick up the first down and get the ball back to them.
That's exactly how Lanning will describe it. You're going to pay your rent. 35. That's just a really good, solid run. They took
Nah, they could have stopped that right there, bro.
But they give him the yardage for the
They got to be up on that line, baby.
Wait for a while before I see the sticks move. We've had a little spotting issue in the first half for Wisconsin.
And you have to be proud of your little bit of your offense. You're obviously still moving down the field, but you don't want to do anything drastic. Continue to run the football. Not this half 7-0, but they did a nice job. Picking up that first down was huge.
They do have a little bit of field position to work with. It's good to see from that Simmons. That's a good. Game plan is to stay close, hang around. Maybe something good happens late, and we can get out of here with a W.
Yeah, like to run the football, like I spoke about, like run the football defensively, and like I talked about offensively, you weather the storm. But guess what? You get a whole other opportunity after that.
I mentioned old-time Big Ten football.
Yeah, I need for them to blow this thing wide open in that second half, though, bro.
Keith, I'm telling you.
Just too conservative.
Football, boys. As we throw it to Mike Gill, this has been a power football game, Coach B and Bruce Feldman. Power football. And how do you do?
Just fine. No, what here? They didn't take the video to the State Farm halftime show. It's Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, Mike Hill, playing some power football right here. Does Oregon realize they're playing Wisconsin in this game? I mean, this is the second best scoring offense in the nation, being held to 70 points, although they still have the lead. As we take a look at the State Farm halftime highlights, and the Wisconsin team, I should say, playing some good defense in the first half.
Credit to Luke Fickell to have this defense ready to roll. I mean, Oregon trying everything, trying some triculation. They're holding the Ducks to 39 yards of rush offense. They're pressuring Dante Moore. They're keeping him in the pocket. They're just doing such a nice job. I think this defense is going to have to create a turnover too. Wisconsin really wants to be serious about this game. 1 for 9 for 12 yards in the pass game for Wisconsin isn't going to get it done.
Yeah, what's impressed me today, Mason Posa, freshman linebacker for Wisconsin, flying all over the field. This guy was actually a big recruit for the Badgers, chose the Badgers over Oregon of all teams, is a champion wrestler out of New Mexico. And I think he's just been a tone setter, and it looks like they have nothing to lose the way they're playing on defense. We'll see how it goes out in the second half, but at least they're fighting.
Yeah, Oregon had 750 total yards last week in that big win against Rutgers, just 125 yards so far in the first half. 99 of those yards coming on one drive. That was the touchdown. That is the difference in the game right now. Second half coming up momentarily. Meanwhile, third-ranked Texas A&M is the only unbeaten team in the SEC, but they haven't won in Baton Rouge since 1994. Tonight, they're looking in at against number 20 LSU. Tough place to play down in Death Valley at night, especially Marcel Reed doesn't care. I'm going to do it myself for 41 yards.
If you were asking, is that a design quarterback?
Wow.
But maybe it is. You know what?
It looks like they should put it in.
Yeah.
He just came out shot out of a cannon.
I think this is a fun design right here. Reed's going to find Quincy Concepcion. Scrambling, looks, finds, end zone, touchdown. Aggies up 14-9 there in the second quarter play. Number 9, Miami, hosting Stanford. I asked earlier, with Georgia Tech, the best team in the ACC? Bruce said yes. What do you say, Coach?
I think so. I think they're right now, especially with the trees doing to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Carson Beck. Shout out to the Army over there, looking good. Army uniforms tied at 7 right there. CJ Daniels catching the touchdown, and we're tied at 7 once again. Michigan could have a lot to say in the Big Ten this year when it's all said and done. Taking on the rivals Michigan State and Bryce Hunterman.
These running quarterbacks are so hard to defend.
Michigan trying to go to 6-2 on the season. They're up to the second quarter, 10-9. And Missouri Vanderbilt came down to the last play of the game. We show you how close it came in this one in Nashville. And Texas found itself in a big fourth quarter hold against Mississippi State tonight. We're going to show you how the Longhorns barely avoid disaster. Yeah, and he's out. Wow. Yes. Diego Pavia, 1 yard touchdown. Vanderbilt leads at 17-10 here. 6 seconds left. Same score, last chance. Missouri. Matt Zola's in. Kevin Coleman. The what?
Oh, yes, there is a chance.
First they said it was incomplete, but it is completion. But look how close they came to possibly tying the game up. Vanderbilt, first time they won 3 against ranked teams in a single season ever. Texas, 12 by 17 in the fourth against Mississippi State. And look at this comeback. Now 7-year-old Ryan Nibley from his own 21 on the punt return.
There's an actor doing this, and we've seen it a bunch of times.
Tell you what, there's nothing like a special team play to shake up the game and get you back in it.
Very special, talking about shaking up. Arch Manning right here, shaking up. Ooh.
Oh boy.
He walked sideways and concussion protocols was backup came in. 2 plays later, Matthew Caldwell. Caldwell is going to find Emmett Mosley in his zone. First, they ruled it incomplete. But they looked at it, and you see that left foot is down. He's got possession of the ball. And Texas takes the 45-38 lead.
That might be the throw and catch of the day.
They needed it. 4th and 20 from Mississippi State. They need something to happen. Blake Shapen, sacked by Ethan Burke in Texas, survives 45-38. Number 8, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Ole Miss trying to bounce back that loss against Georgia. Oklahoma trying to get something going. Xavier Robinson giving them the lead right there. They're 26-25. Trent Chambers has been a story for Ole Miss this year.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Wasn't expected to start a Division II transfer to Ferris State, coming too big for Lincoln.
Rebels in the defense.
Hold on, is that world? Hold on, let me see. One of the World Series is on right now.
To the nation, but make a case for them to be the best team in the nation overall.
I think they're making the case for themselves every weekend when they dominate on all 3 phases of the game.
UCLA's Nico Iamaleava and second play of the game throws a pick 6, and then of course the offense gets going. Indiana really has no weaknesses.
Man, Texas really shot me today, boy.
Mendoza,
The Grace behind second half they had.
Hoosiers rolling. They win it 56-6. But next Saturday, we'll see what team the nation could be. If that changes, who knows? Big Middle kickoff against Columbus as the now number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes host Penn State. Comes begins at 10 a.m. Eastern, leading up to the game. Only on points. Georgia Tech, BYU, 2 surprise up week to 1 Power 4 teams this season. The big open group of 8-1. That's highlights on this. These guys, it's Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Kane's game has been terrific. They have the number one offense in the ACC. You see it, they execute. They're just a true blue-blood team, and I think they reflect the head coach's toughness and breakthrough.
Down to them and Miami. They are beating over the first time since 66, they won 16 on Syracuse. BYU are they the best team in the Big 12? Well, I'm going to echo what Bruce said. They reflect their coach, Kwame Sataki, and his toughness with that quarterback. Bear Bachmar can run it and throw it. Of course, coming off that big win, the Holy War in Utah. They just came back. They just came back with a vengeance against Iowa State on the road. They made undefeated 8-0 on the season.
Man, that team right there is something else, boy.
On Williams, Heisman Trophy winner next couple of years. And that guy's not a bad running back right there either. I'll tell you, Jonas Coleman is underrated. Yeah, but he's leading the nation in rushing touchdowns and see then Williams finds Boston in the end zone. Denzel Boston right there. 6-yard touchdown. Russell's winning 22-25. This week, now, college football season. What's your biggest takeaway for this week?
I mean, going this far into the season, the fact that Georgia Tech is still undefeated, the fact that BYU is still undefeated, I feel like we take them lightly a little bit. You look at Georgia Tech's schedule, it's not like they have, they played Clemson, but Clemson's not a top 25 team. They may not play a ranked team until they played Georgia. And that was a wild game last year. It felt like it was like 15 overtimes. I feel like that was the first time people were like, ooh, Haynes King in this offense is really good. But they are really good. And I feel like I trust them more than I trust anybody in the ACC, which probably isn't saying that much.
My biggest takeaway is we got so much good football to play, especially in the Big Ten where chaos could be coming. I think we have two teams we feel great about. Ohio State, Indiana going to the playoffs. I think Oregon feel pretty good about with one loss right there. I think there. But then we have 5 2-loss teams still sitting there. And here they are right here. So you see SC, Iowa, Nebraska got a chance. Go down to the yellow record right there with Michigan and Washington. So both those guys are sitting there with probably the most favorable records schedules coming forward. They both have to beat the rival. Michigan has to beat Ohio State at home. Washington has to beat Oregon at home. Chance that could happen. If they went out and do that, either one of those two teams could be going as well. I think there's going to be a lot of chaos and great football left to play.
The biggest thing to me when I look at those 5 teams is you don't trust them when you go on the road. I mean, especially USC, what we've seen from them a couple of times now, that your guy, Heisman, though, your future Heisman guy, Juan Williams Jr., he's special. And Oregon, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves too much, but they got to go to Seattle. You know how tough of a place that is. You know how good that rivalry is. You know Jonah Coleman's special. They're a dangerous team. That's the one that I'm most interested to see as we look to the back half of the schedule.
Like Coach said, look out for Michigan. Michigan could slide in there. They went out, beat Ohio State for a 5th straight year. They could be going to the Big Ten championship game and possibly knocking Ohio State out of the Big Ten championship game where they possibly play Indiana, Oregon. Still a lot of football. 3 of the top, 3 of the unbeaten teams. Georgia Tech, BYU, and Indiana. It's real, baby. It's very real enough for Wisconsin to knock out Oregon.
I mean, 7-0.
Come on, man. Find out the second half.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, so you can relive it all, no matter where your team takes you.
number 16 warming up. That's a bonus hit. But Brock Thomas, the youngster from Eugene South here in Eugene, Oregon, got some playing time. He played at Sheldon High School, same high school as Mr. Herbert. He's in the game now. Still injured Dante Moore is dealing with a bloody nose. Hill and Davison are the setbacks, flanking him. Points the boundary, and again, sideline to sideline. Wisconsin will get there. Ben Barton made the tackle, number 68.
Here's another look at what happened to Dante 5. Brock Thomas is in the game. I just club over the face mask. But he didn't have a bloody nose there. More on Brock Thomas. When we talked to Dan Lenny, he said, listen, you're above the line, you'll get a chance. And he has performed well, so he gets his opportunity here.
Well, it looks like this is going to be a free play.
Oh, good pass. Woo!
Yeah, they got him on sides, right? They got the
58 free play, as I mentioned, in real time.
How about some Richard talking about Brock Thomas? Understand the situation, get a free play, get it to your best playmaker, or find way down the field. I imagine that both these penalties will be on Wisconsin defense.
He knew it too, right?
Here's the initial penalty, right? Bosa. But then he stops, right? He's a true freshman, right? He hasn't played a lot of ball. You have to remember, hey, you have to continue to play there. I don't think he would have been able to affect that play as much. But a nice job by Brock Thomas. That might be a late hit by big number 72, Poncho.
Mm-hmm. Would be halfway, below halfway closer to the field.
Defense, number 8. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is the first down. After the play with number, personal foul. Defense, number 72. To the goal.
Look at the coach's reaction, dude.
Number 72.
That was hilarious, dude.
First down to 10.
Dang, boy, that was a lot of chain of events in that penalty.
The emotional roller coaster just continued. Oh my goodness, a little fickle, but they did make a mistake, and you can see just a little extra, and then another extra there. Too much, a lot of extra.
Big man need to do all that, bro.
Love the effort, right? You gotta be smart about it. 15-yard penalty puts you back, but you do have a first down.
You know, no matter how hard it rains, he's got a hoodie, but he won't put it on. You know, he's an old wrestler.
Way too tough.
Way too tough to put a hoodie on. First down, drop the 20.
But you got enough quarterback coverage. You got a lot of space out here with one-on-one coverage to the top of your screen.
Brock Thomas. The Davidson.
Go. Oh, touchdown. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Number 71. Brady gets outside. That's breakfast. Rush out. Who's next? Give it to him now. Oh, you go to a touchdown. For the Dukes.
Stay out of Alex Harkey's way. Couple of stops in Colorado in 2022. Texas State back for that. The young man found his way to the Pacific Northwest. And he's coming out of here next year. Once he did, up with Colorado and Texas team. Waffles every now and then, you know, they just big days.
and then you not take care of their responsibilities. But there you see,
we spent a lot of time last week on their defense inside the red zone. They're better than almost everybody even on the red zone. Many times the teams cross midfield against this Oregon defense. Gary Mixon makes the stop after Matuka picks up 3. You gotta love the overall approach that this defense has, without question. They rank high in just about every category.
They too. Number 87, Jackson McCoy just into the game. And it's been alerted to me that when he gets the game, they really love him as a blocker. So I expect for this to be a pass. But to someone on this offense for Wisconsin.
He's number 87. Number 87. Simmons making a change. Yeah, he's getting too much of the clock. Did get a timeout from the sidelines.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout, Wisconsin. Their first half, 30 seconds.
Simmons was mobilizing and got his mind a little bit off that clock, which could happen very easily in the college game. And Simmons quickly got the timeout. Well, next week, especially Saturday, strong yet again. Undefeated at top-ranked Ohio State. Taking on rival Big State after a golden horseshoe to make some Tech game. It all starts at 10 a.m. Eastern with big minute kickoff. Live from Columbus, then Penn State, Ohio State, then Penn Saturday, only on Fox. And obviously the storyline to that game has changed measurably.
So what I'm talking about
Last 3.5 weeks.
What I'm talking about with 87, Jackson McGowan, he's now on the sideline. So now you have more options. Right? It may be a run, it could be a pass. If I'm Wisconsin here, they've been successful around. Run the football, see what you get, and possibly think about going for it on a fourth down.
Simmons is the successful complete. And his receiver a bit too far. He was going for Jaden Ballard. 4th and 7, and that may be a little too long. Don't you think, to go for it? Yeah, I think they're going to have to punt it away.
I mean, this coverage by true freshman cornerback Brandon Finney Jr. is exceptional. He does a really nice job of just chasing and making sure that this play cannot happen. This is so difficult. It's a big play, and he is right in the pocket, making sure that play cannot be executed.
This picture will lead away. The score is 14 consecutive points. 14 consecutive points. That's 3 catch. Right. And already was over the field. But the Ducks got the quick score, and they're over the drive in a second. It's up like this, 14 may feel like 40 for the Packers.
On a resourceful Fansville.
That should have had a whole lot more points right now, dude.
Everybody's to buy football or something. Actually, we're raising NIL money so we can bring better.
The score is for Oregon. Why? It's because of these offensive linemen. I don't think you've ever seen a more athletic group of men who are 300 pounds plus running down the field on multiple occasions. They have leaned on this offensive line to make sure that they put points on the board, and I expect them to continue to do it here on this drive.
I think Parkey and Pacho felt like they scored those touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, it's something to say.
Thomas remains in at quarterback for the injured Dante Moore. Whittington gets out for just a yard. Mason Close would stop. There he is. On a night like this, weather being the way it is, defensive Oregon playing the way it is, might be a good opportunity for this youngster that they feel so highly on. 3,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. At Shelby High School, I can see they're in the Oregon program too. Mike Thomas taking their cut time.
Uh-oh. Oh! Yo, that dude was relentless, man. I ain't gonna lie. Unreal.
70 yards. I think your friend of this kid thought it was a house call.
Yeah, I thought that too. That man was rolling.
For the moment, this is Oregon's largest run. I think they may really dial a little sooner.
Thing right there, yeah.
Yep. So that may reduce that number down quite a bit from the 70 yards that we previously officially had.
Still a really big gain. And when you run plays, at the point of attack, you have to win because they say get the play started. If you don't get the play started, it won't work. And you have to give a lot of credit to Kansas City.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I wish they would wind that football field a little bit, bro. Get some receivers on the power backs on the run. Tiptoe down the sideline, brother.
47. Oregon. They have to fight there. Yep. Right at the 48-yard line. I was just going to say before that big call of Noah Whittington that Wisconsin, as sound as they've been historically and even this year for Mike Trussell, they've not been able to create any turnovers. They are,
After review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 49-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 Oregon at that spot.
our officials are going off, but they've been yards off on first down a couple of times tonight.
I'm going to say, they heard you say that and said, guess what? You're wrong, Tim.
4 turnovers is all they got all season long. 126th among FBS schools and 17 in the Big Ten. They need to turn over now in the worst way. Wisconsin. So that 70-yarder went to 36 yards. A very big play. Davison went for 67. Earlier.
They've been trying some tricks out tonight, dude. I'm sure him Dante.
And you got to think this is different. Coming into the game with these conditions in a game where maybe but you're not right. The Wisconsin play so if the rain is coming down. I don't think there's a quarterback watching this that is in the position of either of these quarterbacks.
Now handed to the majority of this crowd, they hung in there. Clearly waiting for
You can get kicked rough. Better. Silence myself. Yeah, right.
still a lot of get
Oh, my post, bro.
within the Wisconsin Badgers mindset. Sebastian Cheese and JVR Suggs, 15 and 31.
However, and just watch the middle of this play. Number 31 Suggs does a really nice job of getting off the ball and just finding his way through to make sure that run is stopped immediately.
Now, regardless of the outcome of this game, and it may be 15 quarters, right? But by the end, for Wisconsin not scoring at all. This Wisconsin defense has set a message as to where this program is.
Whoa. Whoa, that was scary. Woo!
Exceptional all season with this heads up, good hands type of play.
You see the reaction by Agard, but also Daryl Peterson is training to play like, really? We're going to see that play?
Oh,
Back at 43. That almost happened to him a couple of plays ago. Derek Witt got on top of him.
Yeah,
Also that.
Tim, Jonathan Sims, he said it's raining as hard as it's raining all day. His eyes are on the ball, but it just slips right through. In a normal conditions, he would make the catch and then it would be fine. But ball security has to be a premium because just like you said, Wisconsin needs to get a turnover. That's the way you allow them back in this game if you're Oregon.
I mean, at this stage, the Badgers defense is probably thinking, we need a turnover, and maybe we even need to score. For our team at this stage of the season. Davison just navigating his plays. Tucked it back up on what looked to be a stretch play early, and then he cut it back. He gets it to the 40-yard line of Wisconsin.
And it's third and extra long with the rain coming down extremely hard. The only throws that I would expect from Oregon is a screen. So if you're Wisconsin, you have to be weary of that and understand. Don't go rushing at the quarterback recklessly. Understand that there could be a rat that you have to make sure you stop any screenplay that could happen.
Third down, 17. Down at the 38-yard line. Just give him a couple of yards forward.
It's a really nice call by offensive coordinator Will Stein, understanding the situation and knowing the way we allow Wisconsin in this game is going to turn the football over. Don't give your young quarterback a chance and just take a look at this rank.
I'm looking at the sky, and I'm thinking of I'm thinking of the good old days when college football quagmires would happen from time to time. This is whether suitable for a duck. A frog strangler, as we used to say down south. Ballard back deep. And Ferguson Rouse to lead it away. Very effective.
damn, it's coming down. I'm there.
So you got to slide and grind the rest of the
The three from
16-13, Oregon. They escaped that night. They've been well defended this night. Look for Pickles' team against the Ravens. Somehow they find their way into the scoring column. It's been 14 Rivers and Carolina. He's been their best option all night offensively. Another healthy game on first down. Beckner with another tackle.
Yeah, we had 2 minutes left. Just said he's been the one they can rely on. Much of a pass game, good ability to pick up yardage in this offensive line. He's done a really nice job, but they gotta find something here, even though the rain is coming down profusely.
Second down in front. Extra tight ends in the team. Defense now. Devin Jackson, the linebacker. Here at Omaha, Nebraska, leading the charge.
In normal conditions with no rain, they trust their back end. They trust their back end in man coverage. They trust their safety to be disciplined. But in a situation where you're not a very good passing team and the rain is coming down, you have to imagine that defensive coordinator, Coach LeBoy, is telling his defense, hey, they're going to run the football. You need to stop it. Put everybody in the box.
Looking at Georgia's number, his number's a little better than that. Oh, they almost turned it over.
A lot of activity there, and
Just clumsy, dude.
Davis Madsen got on top of it to save the day.
They're going to run the football.
They ought to be lucky, dude.
In these conditions, your linebackers are allowed to play downhill, and that's his 6th tackle on the night.
Sean West back in the boot away. They need some distance. That's why he's in there. Very Black. That's the 50. Racks it up to the 40. Goes up to the 47 before being tackled by the Badgers. 55-yard boot, 6-yard return. It's good hands moment. Responsible State House for 20 years. The State Good Hands Next program.
And the Warrior is Johnny on the spot. There haven't been much of opportunities to put in moments because of the weather. However, this is an opportunity where on a tip or an overthrow, it's positive for the offense.
One opportunity here, even though it's in horrendous conditions for young Brett Thomas. But an opportunity for him to shine, and the coaches are very high on this young man. Almost a good defensive reaction from Ricardo Alden, number 2. Was able to spring that one out only to just the yard.
If you're Oregon, the one thing going through your mind right now has to be secure. You cannot get the football back, whether it be a fumble or interception. You have to make sure you protect it. Because Wisconsin, they have the ability on offense to move the ball down the field, right? So if you were to just run the football and punt for the rest of this game, you think you'd be in good shape.
The boundary that much. Then Barton with the tackle. Let's go down to Johnson.
Well, Dante Moore took that hit. He went to the tent to get evaluated. Was in there for over 15 minutes getting looked at. After that, he came out of the tent with his helmet on, but as you see, has not re-entered the game. So it's the Brock Thomas show right now. And Dan Lanning talks about Rhett being due each and every week. Brock Thomas is a guy that earned his way to be the backup quarterback, worked his way up the depth chart with how he practices. That's why he's getting this opportunity.
Yeah, you can see how badly he was bleeding because of those after the hit. The time step and that's it. Mark Johnson was the intended receiver. You see him smiling from ear to ear there.
That was some athletic play by that defender in the Wisconsin backfield. He jumps and glides, but then he pulls the wide receiver as he's trying to get his offhand in there to break it up.
Looks like Brown, Austin Brown, with that proverbial whodunit look on his face.
On the play, both against the defense. Defense, number 9. That penalties decline. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. With targeting. Defense, number 17. 15 penalty. Previous spot. Automatic first down. The target forces the fouls under further review.
Yeah, Daryl Peterson, this is really bad news for Wisconsin. Don't lose him.
Oh,
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah, and he's defenseless. The ball is out. You just essentially jump your head into his head, right? And the key part of it is he's a defensive player. Once that ball is gone and you get him in the head or neck area, it's going to be a targeting every time, especially on the quarterback.
Yeah, we'll leave Washington next week at home.
There's a lot of discrepancy on what is and what is not targeting, but that's the paradigm of what targeting is.
There are some issues clearly that have to be addressed with officiating in, particularly with targeting in the offseason. They tweak it a little, it seems, every year. They're trying. But the safety of the player still remains a constant. And, whether Peterson got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, you know, and either way, it's a bad football play. The ball is gone. You shouldn't hit him anyway.
Okay.
But then you hit him up high. You have to suffer the consequences.
Martin Davis in that game. He's made a lot of things happen. He and Hitler in there together. This is it.
uh-oh.
Yeah, you can see that that's exactly where number 17, Daryl Peterson, would have been lined up. He's done a nice job tonight setting the edge. But he's out of the game because of targeting, and they take advantage right away.
Clock winding down to end the third quarter. All Oregon. They get ready for the shot. A great year, by the way. 78. Chucking the year Terry and TD got married too, so oh yeah, absolutely. 6 yards for 2. That's a 36 against this defense.
No, sir. No, man, what?
Another talented freshman that gets his opportunity.
Number 14.
Bad call, ref. Bad call.
Now, you're going to be able to see he's in good position. He's running, but then he starts to get hands on. With hands on, even though he's looking at
Man, please.
You're going to get that time. This is another freshman that they really like. As you can see, they're a little early draft. Number 1 for Brooks Jr. as well. We didn't see it, but he's a guy who got the second opportunity. Right, had some bad plays early in the season against Northwestern after getting some opportunities, but I'm going to say that there's still competition. He continues to earn his opportunities.
Simmons was 1 for 13 for 12 yards before that handoff. He's one of the playmakers. They've lost so many of them, but Jeff Grimes talked to us about it. The need to get Anthony Pepperwood football with Pepper Bucks. It's the second completion of the night.
This defense for Oregon already coming into this game, the second in the country and second in the Big Ten in pass defense. They may move in the first after this performance.
Simmons, the transfer in the Southern Illinois. Looking in second and 4.
Ooh!
Forward pass and incomplete. He was looking deep.
Not one of those corners. Number 5, Johnson comes off the edge there and gets to that arm. Usually it's the defensive linemen that are taught, get to the arm of the quarterback, but how about a quarterback doing a perfect job of it? That's deep shape on how to get it done.
He had Jackaluna and Anthony in mind. He was going to go for it all.
Tim, don't you go for the quarterback. Don't go for his body. Go for the ball.
Yeah. What's his name? They made him. I'm going to say it, so it's they ruled it an invitation. What's that? What was it? 47-yard.
In the recover forward,
I'm amazed at that. I'm amazed that wasn't a big but the game of the first half.
Let's take a look. No control with the long ball forward. Okay. And so you just rip up the stick.
The reaction of the offensive lineman should coach it. And by the way, Brett was 74 again. So that's twice. He's come up in front of him to say that they did one was at the doorstep of the end zone. His end zone. The timeout taken by Oregon.
Oregon, their first half.
It's like this if you're Wisconsin. If that's how you're going to get a first down, you'll take it. You'll take it. You'll take it.
It's an envy.
13-5. No difference.
Let's face it, most of the captain thought this score would be 21-0, 2 minutes in. They looked at 42 on the board. Vince Rutgers last week. Inside the 40 at the 39 by Kakahuna. So that's the huge moment for Hunter Simmons just to get the completion and the first down.
Sneaking them up behind and getting to the throw while sitting down in the middle of that zone. Nice completion.
Going quickly underneath to a touchdown. It's into about the 33-yard line.
They're going to hold on. He completely mauled a big number 44.
Offense, number 71. Taylor Henley. First down.
And these are the things for Tatum Toyota that go unnoticed. Even though he doesn't make every single play, he makes a lot of them, but it's every single one. But there's situations like this, right? Where you put so much pressure at the bottom of your brain on the tackle, the tackle is forced to hold him and sit him down to the ground.
That's just a great case of leverage to the defender.
So do you record a sack? Do you get a sack? Absolutely not. However, it's a 10-yard penalty. Just as good as a sack.
And Nolan is one of the offensive. Gets it back to the 42-yard line of Oregon. Kennedy with the stop. Kennedy.
I mean, and he has to track it all the way across the field. Watch him have to go and follow and see where people when it's going and his speed to catch up all the way outside the undernumbers and make that play for a middle game.
Second down and 14.
They really love what they have gotten from him. Transfer from Ole Miss.
Look to be design quarterback keeper to really make sure that it didn't get off the ground.
Yeah, his point in touch the boy, he was so transparent with us in the meeting saying there was opportunities in the game a week ago where he called defense he should have called and it got hurt by a quarterback draw. That time he called the defense for second.
Wow.
Stop about the 1 yard line, maybe the foot mark, and a foot. Put in a touchdown so easily, and it they're denied.
Simmons threw on up a prayer, and it is answered. A great adjustment to put this ball inside the box.
The ball picked up and fall really played a role. You got to give Eugene Hilton credit.
Timeout. Oregon. Second half.
The freshman from Zionsville, Indiana, his first rank of the night, but a highly thought of four-star prospect.
Yeah, you're going to see Simmons here under the duress. He's dropping back. He says he's down there somewhere. Let's see what we can do. Lets it fly. And the ability to see the football in the air. If your receiver sees it first, he can make a play on it. What a nice job.
That's the triple coverage. See it about settle down. They got tied up.
I mean, he was in perfect position, but the underthrown ball is a safety or defensive back's worst enemy. You're in perfect position. The ball is underthrown. You run right past it, and it's a catch for Hilton Jr. He's actually down. It looks like he's on top of the defender. I wish I could look at that. It looks like he might have gotten in the end zone by landing on the defender and kind of floating into the end zone.
Certainly worthy of a long look. I would agree. Steve Sibley is back in there. First time, Mike Barrera take it deep. Oh, Steve, what do you think?
Well, I'm channeling my inner Mike, and when you look at that last shot, the hand is down. That doesn't put him down. And everything else looks like on the body. I think that if they took a look, he would be in. It looks like he scores based on this, because that left elbow is knocked out.
No, and the shoulder's not either.
Right, not until the body crosses the goal line.
I agree. But nothing's coming easily from Wisconsin. They believe right now they need to probably right to get into the end zone. And for 14 plus quarters, not scoring a touchdown.
One thing you have to know though, Oregon does not do well inside of 5. 5 of the 9 touchdowns they've given up inside of 5 minutes.
Follow the snap. Simmons gets on top of it. I think these guys are in shotgun so much that when they get up and center, and particularly this close to the end zone, they don't know how to see the ball.
He just doesn't get it. He goes out a little early, starts right back, but the stat will tell you about they give up 100% of scores when they allow teams in the red zone. And 5 of the 9 touchdowns that were given up was they came inside the box. So I'd like to see that Wisconsin is in a positive position right here.
There's the subject. Beautiful Mason, the senior from Rockwall, Texas. And for the first time in 15 quarters, that man gets to raise the number 1 after a touchdown play.
That is huge for this fan base. That is huge for everything on this team that has continued to work hard and give it everything they've got. It's going to sneak the tight end in the play off of a naked bootleg, and he's in the end zone for a score for the first time in 14 quarters.
touchdown for him. Yes, those touchdowns.
Whatever advantage. Remember, Eves are not counted. Bird's going to let it rip. He does.
Bro, that was ridiculous.
The shot for touch the boy. It gives him an opportunity to figure out what is the problem when they get teams inside the 5 and you know,
Once we have a 2-score game, with just under 8 minutes remaining. Our songs dessert in my favorite Italian restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin. Down to 10 chances for the first touchdown. 45 minutes and 13 seconds.
That ain't nothing the dog gonna sneeze about, bro. At all. Been down that big like that.
Ultimately, be the same goes. It never rains in Austin. Expression popularized by Oregon PA announcer Don Sick back in 1990.
Ain't no
That has to
way.
be true given how much it's rained here tonight. But this Oregon team, it's more of a state of mind. It is not a forecast that whenever you come to a game here, it is sunny, it is great, it is great Oregon Ducks football. That's why he says it before every game, regardless of the weather. It's been raining all night.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Our trooper down there on the field getting all the stories, making sure
He's battles. He's hydroplaning from one sideline to the other. Comes down Oregon. There will be some speculation, I'm sure, after this game about the severity of Dante Moore's injury when he left the game. I might guess, and again, it's just a guess. I don't play a doctor, not even on TV, but my guess is the game being well in hand, the way that it was, I don't think this young man the opportunity to game one this.
Yeah, I don't see why you don't we don't know this is very but even though this is only a 2-4 game, it does feel like Oregon has been in control, especially defensively.
He's got functions. Nothing wrong with the snap. It was invested.
Good run, good run.
He gets him in bunches. That's another example of it.
It's just so cool to see a true freshman play the way Davidson plays tonight. You love to see that in college football. You get an opportunity to play. There are on the other sideline. Davidson both or Catalano. I mean, you are getting an opportunity to play on a big stage and you're performing. That is special for their families and especially for them.
Well, 15 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns for Davidson. A big game, 4 carries and about 100 yards picking up where he left off. And also played well in the loss to Indiana with almost 60 yards and 4 catches. This 4-star recruit, so highly thought of out of Santa Ana, California.
And it's so unselfishness of every person on this team, especially running back. There just aren't enough carries to go around. And you have guys sacrificing stats for the good of the team and the good of guys working hard and earning their opportunity. You just got to love that because that is what you see in college football in 2025.
This draft is all about counting clock. Let it clock go. Tick, 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 tick. Right up the gut for another 8 yards. Western Kentucky transfer running into Carolina.
High school recruiting, right? In his early years, he leaned in the transfer portal like you have to turn over a roster. However, since then, the numbers just continue to dwindle. And he's a coach that believes in high school recruiting. And then you add pieces like Peterman in the back end and different things like that to help your offense continue to, or your defense and your offense to continue to move forward. But he is relying on the recruiting to make this team really good.
Thomas on his own. Options himself out. We saw him in City check out. Let's go with Ginger with his front. It almost runs through him. Well, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for these young folks. A nice long power drive on the ground to get them to their beautiful homes, beautiful fraternity houses in and around Eugene, Oregon. Davidson. Another 8 yards. It is the rock. It also grounds to come up from safety again to make the stop.
Although most of this game has just been on the ground for the young quarterback, Brock Thomas, it's impressive to see him just understand the situation and know that he essentially just got and he's had some bad snaps that he had to deal with in these conditions. I think he's done a really nice job proving that he can be trusted if Dante Moore is not able to go.
That flag comes in at the 31-yard line. Think back to the history of this program. We touched on it at the beginning. You see the holding call going against Johnson. But Mike Bellotti had an incredible career here. for 14 years, I'm on the precipice of the national championship, and then Chip Kelly got to the national championship. The be vacated for the NFL. Calvary Chart County. If not for a bunch of injured wide receivers in the Pac-12 title game in 2014, they would have competed really well against Ohio State. The case says that was 18 states and the case that this is the best program over the last, going even back to Rich Brooks' days, right? For maybe 30 years out west. To be very close to a national championship and yet not get over the hump. They done everything here but win it all.
Yeah, like you said, they've done everything but get over that hump. And Coach Dan Lanning thinks that he has the team that can possibly do that, and they're ever improving. You don't want to be a finished product at the end of the season or the beginning of the season. You want to have the opportunity to continue to improve. And I think that's what you see with this Oregon football team today. They prove how tough they are in the run here.
Thomas gets the first hits. A great tackle in space by Ben Bartlett. Shoestring variety. That's the back at the 46-yard line.
As much as people will look at this and say, well, yeah, they did a great job stopping the run or running the football and doing things against Wisconsin. However, you have to remember that Wisconsin is an outstanding run defense, right? So the ability to be tough and show that toughness and run the football, it's been really impressive watching them do this. And it should be proud, but you still have many things you can work on going into the draw.
The thing that got followed up with is Tosh Laporte will be telling them, guys, when we're in the red zone defensively, we've got to shore things up. There's always something to work on.
He said, good as they look. He said earlier, they don't let people in the red zone often, but when they do, they give up 100% scores.
And they don't have a lot of practice in there, but they have to practice it. They spend an entire day on it.
Yeah.
You know, they have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. They work at points of emphasis trying to back to that. 3 days ago. Let's go on away. Ferguson Rose to get up.
Uh-oh. Woo! Touchdown. Hold on, let me see what this call is, though, bro. Oh man, what? Oh, come on, dude.
Right there. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Gotta move your feet, big fella.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Nice throw, nice ball.
Yeah.
Like the runner.
What he also said.
That was a good trick play, though.
Let me also say that Wisconsin, give a little bit of credit because of the theatrics of Wisconsin's defender after being held. Even sure the officials knew it.
I said, no, they better not try that mess again, dude. But that was a good call, though.
43 running back, special teams. They sort of threw his body back after he was being held. Another penalty flag. 41 moves this time. And that's a disgusted Ferguson Reynolds after throwing a strike. Now they're going to get their licks in and some booze with the officiating, but that was a good call. Had to make it. It did spoil a lot of fun.
Illegal formation. Defense covering the center. And a penalty decline. Result of the play. First down, Wisconsin.
Monday, it's game 3 of the World Series as the scene shifts to Los Angeles, where Vlad Jr. and the Blue Jays take on Shohei Ohtani and Dodgers. Game 3 of the World Series. Dodgers are winning 5-1 in the ninth as we speak. So the
Shit,
series
Carl Williams on the bottom. I'm trying to see who I can put in that spot, though.
game at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on FS1. See if we can finish it. Build on that successful.
Oh, yeah, ball game. Damn. Boy, that was embarrassing.
David Austin with a great hand coordination to get the win.
Excessive celebration is likely this fall.
The result of the play, reception, half play, on sports money conduct. Wisconsin number 10. Half minute for the goal. First down.
Yeah.
Number 10. First up, sports money conduct. Follow the
No, it goes against the Zuka. And now an excessive celebration. It was rather excessive, but I guess that thing's considered they took the video. Touchdown, so why not? I'll take what goes down with a bloody nose and on the ground. Sounds like Jordan. You see that.
He's doing. I don't know if that's the right one though, dude. Hold on a second.
What's happening? You would shout out during that day.
Yeah, that's not bad, dude. Oh, that was a good solid game there. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. So Dante's final numbers at 86, averaging 9.6, 2 sacks, 9 from 15 on attempts. Shouldn't have back of me have a bad night tonight either. Davidson had a good night, 102 yards, 6.4 carry and 2 TDs. Not a bad night, not a bad night. Yeah, but before I get out of here, I'm about to touch on that Atlanta game tomorrow.
Is there something that yeah, and I mean you were football and how they put me in.
Yeah, so for tomorrow's game, I'm gonna say maybe Donald goes about 250. 225, 250, about 3 TDs. And I'm gonna say Rico rush for about 85, maybe 90 yards. TD rushing. I'm gonna say like Garrett gets a touch, couple receptions, maybe about 80 yards. TD in there. Yeah, but other than that, that's all I got though.
That I got to be a part of on that teams that I.
Anyway, those who was watching, thank you for doing so. Now, catch you tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go.
College when, you know, I wasn't in college to do anything other than have a great college experience.